What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Josh Helm here. We're back over at our project in Kemp, Texas, and quite a bit's happened since I was here last. I came out here, I think I shared it on the channel as well, us doing the pad side out here. Since the pad side, obviously quite a bit's happened. We've got our foundation poured. We did a post-tension monolithic slab out here. But before that, we did chemical injections out here, which I talked about that a little bit. When you have a PVR that's over a certain amount, the soil test that we do out here, a lot of times they'll recommend alternative action, meaning chemical injections, piers, or maybe even possibly digging up the existing soil. Sometimes as much as 10 foot of dirt they want you to remove. But nevertheless, what our clients actually did out here is chemical injections. Since that time, we've been busy. We've got our concrete poured. We've got our steel is already done out here. So this is a hybrid steel frame barndominium. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's get it going. So a lot of times I talk to you guys about the bare steel, and this is what our bare steel looks like for our hybrid steel frames. Now, if this elevation gets super high, sometimes we'll come in here and add a little bit more steel, like on a gable end like this, but this one's not too bad, honestly. This is what it typically looks like right here. You can see we keep with a larger I-beam that we'll use for our steel columns that goes up and over, and you'll see our free span is spaced usually 15 to 20 foot. So you got a column that supports the I-beam here, you got a column that supports the I-beam here, and another one, and another one. 5 total main frames, and then we have the connecting purlins that run horizontally or with the length of the slab. So yeah, this will be the living area that we're looking at right here. And I always like to show you guys this at this stage of the game because you can really get a sense for what's going to happen once we get our wood frame here. So some of this right here, we will have our wood frame get attached at the base where you see our embeds. That plate is embedded when we pour the slab. Then we weld to that. Then we come up with our wood frame and we will join our wood frame here on this side too. The zip system will go around these areas on all sides. And then our wood frame will meet the bottom side of this I-beam that runs all the way across, and we will join all this wood and steel together. More than likely, your living room's gonna be somewhere out here in this open space. A lot of times we'll have a vault in these areas. And then your bedrooms are over, usually split design. You'll have some bedroom space over here, some bedrooms over here. Of course, we got a front porch and we got a back porch. Sort of the basics here. When we frame out these decorative gables, you can see what it takes. We have some valleys that go in on the front and the back of this space, and this one's going to have a sort of an offset. You can see where that roof over here for this covered carport area, because that's what this will actually be, will step down. So this is how and where we put our steel for all this, leaving all of this mostly exposed. Now this will all get covered with soffits as well as roof on these spaces, and we've got a decorative gable end right here for looks. Again, this is your parking area, and all of this is stepped down 1.5 inches right here. I believe they've been watering the slab the first 20 to 30 days. I always recommend that to the clients. I think they did some water curing on this as well, which everything looks really, really good. We are in the process right now on this project of getting our wood framing and framer here Obviously, we're going to get the roof put on as well as soon as possible. So that will be coming. And so you'll see a lot of this come together once we get the wood framing here. I'll be back showing you guys, but I do like to kind of develop a baseline so you know on a hybrid steel frame, Barndominium, how much steel is included. And this is what it involves. And you can see, like I always like to say, the steel stands on its own. Now, the guys left some of their bracing in here. This is actually not normal, but they did leave some of this bracing in here just for the meanwhile, while this is waiting, although I've never had any problems out of our steel structures as far as waiting and standing. Let us know in the comments below if you guys got any questions about this process, this step. Here's something that we do routinely. We've got this 4x4 that we'll use in these spaces. A lot of times we're doing this because we don't want to have to frame out around columns. So this is a weld up. And this is routinely what we've done for years. Really, for the last decade, I've been building Barndominiums like this. And we're coming up on 10 years of our hybrid steel frame Barndominiums. Never any known structural failures when it comes to the style and the way that we build. So that should say a lot about our methods. Even back to when I built my Barndominium, this is exactly what we did. Hopefully that shows a little bit of confidence for you guys when it comes to these hybrid steel frame Barndominiums. Now we are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area surrounding. This is actually Kemp, Texas, which is my East Texas. That's where we're at out here. But I think this is going to be beautiful. We'll have that nice front porch with decorative gable and a back porch with a decorative gable. All this is going to get covered soffits, and you've got overhangs that go around the entirety of this build. So, which is something we routinely try to work in. Some people ask us sometimes, how do we do our overhangs? Well, here you can see the framing wise what we do. A few things that's going to have to be modified here. They got some lower tabs there. It's going to have to be cut out. There's a couple little things there with the steel frame, but overall this kind of shows you what we're doing. Our purlins are going inside of the frames. We started doing this because, and you'll see it over here as well, up here, those purlins that run this way are inside of the steel beam up there. So why do we do that? Well, if you don't do that, that means that this beam is going to set lower into the space. And sometimes when we're not spanning as far, we're actually able to use the same size steel, which means that can all be hidden away. Now, whatever's going to be exposed is going to be exposed in this particular scenario because we're using these 12 by 19 pounds. So these are 12 inches and 19 pounds per foot. So that's what we're using on this span front to back. And we've got 8-inch purlins that run up here on the ceiling. Now, where we have exposed ceiling, or not exposed ceiling, but where we're gonna have the vault, you guys know how we do it. We'll use the sleeper studs. They'll get attached to the bottom sides. But yeah, this just kind of shows you those overhangs, how we attach those, and what we do in that scenario. Works out really well. A lot of times these are getting painted, so. But it's a really nice decorative gable and a really nice build to come right here. 2,000 square foot living, around 400 square foot of porch space, and 600 square foot of garage parking area. I like the garage, how it steps down in the front. It's going to add a little bit of residential detail, and that's what the overhangs do provide in this scenario. Really gives it a finished look. Once we get the wood framing underway, I'll be back showing you guys how this looks. So this is our Kemp Barndominium project that we started right here. It's coming along. It's an exciting project. Right here in close to my backyard. It's one of the closer projects. It's not quite as close as some of the others that I've got right now, but this is pretty close to us. So I like being able to get there when I can. Now we got some that are just so far away that it does make it difficult. Not that we're treating one over the other, but it is nice to be able to stop. Actually, this is my first time being here since we did the pad. You know, Brandon and the guys have been crushing it, and they've got us up to this point. So a lot more to come, a lot more progress on this build. Hope you guys will subscribe to the channel, follow along for more. Where we build Barndominiums, your #1 Barndominium building YouTube channel, Texas Best Barndominium. You know how we do it, bringing you guys the best practices, all the stuff that we do. Learn from us. We're also going to share our mistakes when we can. Hopefully quit making as many, but I appreciate y'all being along with us on the journey. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do that now. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Josh Helm, wishing you all the best. Thanks for watching Texas Best.